the day Friday, we have been tracking some outer bands of Tropical Storm Barry coming on shore, giving us some breezy conditions and heavy rain, and another band is moving into the area. We'll take a full radar tour and a tour of the tropics coming up, but first, the WDHN News at 5 o'clock starts now.
A major drug bust in Dothan, taking hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of meth off of the streets. Good evening. Thanks for watching WDHN News at 5 o'clock. Of course, the top story tonight, really throughout the southeast, though, is Tropical Storm Barry. What's the latest with Barry right now? The latest is that it is maintaining strength, and it looks like that the window is starting to close for it to get significantly stronger. And it, originally, a few days ago, we had the possibility of it possibly becoming a Category 1 hurricane. They've brought that back into the forecast earlier today, but it's really not going to come to fruition, and the wind really was never going to be the story with this storm. It really is going to be the rainfall, the storm surge, and with that, the flooding in Louisiana and southern Mississippi. Here's live scan on Action Radar in our neck of the woods. We do have some patches of some heavy rain through Covington County, even into Geneva and Coffee counties, and again, also for Jackson, Washington, and into Holmes County. This is all lifting northward with a southerly breeze off the Gulf of Mexico, and we can't expect more of these showers and storms to develop and move through the area as we go into the later evening and overnight hours. But overall, as we go through the weekend, our storm chances are going to be a little bit lower as Barry comes on shore and moves a little bit further to the west. So we do keep the higher storm chances in the forecast through 8 o'clock. After 9, things will begin to settle down. Temperature staying on the mild side in the mid-70s going into the overnight hours. Now for the latest on Tropical Storm Barry. It's a pretty impressive looking circulation, but it's kind of lopsided. You can see the actual center is removed from the taller cloud tops where most of the rain is. So really just scattered showers and storms moving through southern Louisiana right now. And you can see the heavier rain is staying offshore right now, but as this makes its way onshore, that will be coming onshore as well. Winds right now 65 miles per hour. Movement has sped up a little bit, moving to the west-northwest at 6 miles per hour, and it is expected to make landfall Saturday morning as a strong tropical storm, winds in excess of 70 miles per hour. And that'll be making its way northward and weakening going through the weekend, and eventually by Sunday a tropical depression and then an extra tropical storm as we go into the start of the next work week. So certainly something that they are going to be watching out for. Flooding is going to be a major concern. Lots of rain will be moving in as this storm comes on shore as a tropical storm, and with that, a strong onshore flow. They're going to be dealing with a storm surge bend in excess of 3 to 6 feet. The Mississippi River should crest at just about 20 feet in New Orleans, so they are going to be watching this very carefully over the next couple of days. Yeah, that's going to be a mess, to say the least, down in that portion of the country. All right, thank you so much for the update, Scott. Let's stroll outside on the Digital Network this afternoon. Fridays, never a traffic problem on Fridays. So for all of you that got to leave work early today, salute to you. Of course, I'm one to be talking. This is the first Friday newscast I've anchored in about 3 weeks. We're back with tonight's top stories right after this. Stay with us.
Check, 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 check.
You're watching WDHN News with Ben Stanfield and weather with Scott Roberts.
Top story tonight, Dothan police making another dent in the Dothan drug trade. Sarah Drake live at the Dothan Police Department with more this evening, and we're going to catch up with her live potentially as she follows up on this report. Dothan police, though, have finished an ongoing investigation into the trade of methamphetamine around Dothan and Houston County. DPD Vice Unit arresting 28-year-old Jordan Skylar Thompson of Galaxy Drive yesterday afternoon after executing a search warrant at the 1400 block of East Selma Street. A release from the department tells us that police found 2.5 kilos, which is 5.5 pounds of meth inside that home. Captain Will Benny telling us this afternoon that it's estimated to have a street value of $200,000.
It's really important that we get this meth off the street. It's a dangerous drug. It affects people's lives and families in ways that are, unheard of. So it's very dangerous, and it's a bad drug, and we're very happy to get it off the street.
Yeah, police also found a small amount of synthetic marijuana, paraphernalia used for drug trade, and a handgun. And again, our Sarah Drake will update us later in the evening on this story and its developments. A Newton man behind bars after police say they were alerted by the emergency department of Flowers Hospital. During the investigation, it was revealed that two brothers had gotten into a fight. That's when things became physical. Authorities arresting Charles Sin. He was taken to the Dale County Jail, where he's being held without bond, facing attempted murder and other charges that are still pending tonight. A Dothan man facing multiple charges, one of them willful abuse of a child after a forensic interview with his child. DPD Lieutenant Lynn Watkins says Jasmine Lamorous Farmer was arrested after his child said that Farmer physically and was very physically violent and had drugs in the home. Police issuing a search warrant at Farmer's home, discovering marijuana and a stolen firearm. Farmer was released from jail on bonds totaling $65,000. An Alabama psychiatrist charged with violating the Controlled Substances Act months after he was punished by the state medical examiners board for prescribing hazardous doses of stimulant medication. News outlets report that Dr. James Edwards was arrested Thursday at his Opelika practice and charged with violating the act by issuing prescriptions with no legitimate medical purpose. He appeared in court that same day, refusing to relinquish his prescription license, which would have allowed him to post bail. He's now in federal custody and set to appear in court on Monday. A January report by the board says that they've been investigating Edwards for more than a year. The report says Edwards denied the allegations but later settled. He was put on probation in order to follow strict prescription guidelines. Also around the state tonight in Mobile, authorities say a high-speed chase ended with a crash, a gunshot, and the driver found dead. Alabama law enforcement agency Lieutenant Joe Pygott says the driver sped off rather than pulling over for a suspected traffic violation on Interstate 10 on Thursday. The driver crashing into another vehicle before heading toward the shoreline on Mobile's Bayway. The driver lost control of the car, hit several trees, and then fled toward the water. A gunshot was heard. Authorities did not say Friday who fired it, but the Alabama Bureau of Investigation is working on the driver's identity and cause of death. We'll update that story for you. Alabama Attorney General's office hiring a $200 per hour litigation consultant to help defend the state's attempt to outlaw abortion. The contract went before a legislative review committee Thursday. It will pay law professor Scott Gaylord up to $75,000 over 2 years. Clay Crenshaw, the Attorney General's office staffer, said that Gaylord is a nationally known consultant who will assist the state and help find expert witnesses. The newly passed law would ban abortions in most cases, and abortion providers filed a lawsuit to block it from taking effect back in November. Supporters have acknowledged the ban will likely be blocked by a judge, but said their aim is to get this before the United States Supreme Court. Critics have called the legal fight a waste of taxpayer dollars. Governor Kay Ivey announcing this morning that Judge Charles Graddick will be appointed to serve as the new director of the Alabama Board of Pardons and Paroles. Laws reforming the board passed during this year's legislative session, giving Ivey the authority to appoint the new director. Graddick has served as Alabama's Attorney General 2 terms in the past. The law goes into effect on September 1st. Now, the appointment of Graddick has been in the works for quite some time, but the announcement comes at a very interesting moment. Governor Ivey using the phrase victims' rights in that press release on Graddick today, while one local murder victim's family feels their rights have been violated. WDHN just yesterday pressing the Governor Ivey's office for comment on the upcoming release of murderer Billy Ray Marchman, photographed here. Marchman will be granted a medical furlough by Alabama's prison commissioner Jeff Dunn. The family members of the woman that Marchman murdered had no idea this was all transpiring.
Medical Furlough Act. How can one person be responsible for that decision? You know, no one person should have that much power to approve his release.
Yeah, and that one person is Commissioner Dunn. There's been pressure from some lawmakers to rethink this decision, but so far silence from the governor as far as a comment goes. We're working to find out more details about Marchman's official release date. He's currently at Easterling facility in Clio. Coming up next today, Fort Rucker welcoming a new garrison commander. Donna Williams there for the festivities and the ceremony. Her full report is just ahead.
We'll also take a look at the forecast. We have showers and storms rolling into the area right now. More are possible into the evening hours and for the weekend. While the hour-by-hour details coming up, plus a look at Tropical Storm Barry when the 5 o'clock news continues.
Beginning this high school football season, Johns Chapel AME Church and Enterprise will provide the 5th quarter as a safe spot following home Wildcat games. Church elders say all young folks will be invited for food, family, movies, and other recreational opportunities.
And keep them out the streets and bring them into little Christianity and have God, you know, have a little service here and just enjoyment for the kids.
They'll have a block party held outside the church Friday night, August 23rd, the night of the first Enterprise home game, hosting the North Miami Beach, Florida Chargers. That's also the night the Extra Point kicks off right here on WDHN. Fort Rucker making another change in command today, welcoming a new United States Army Garrison Commander. Donna Williams tonight with the report.
Members of the Fort Rucker family gathered to say their goodbyes to outgoing Commander Colonel Brian Wash, where he served as the commander of the U.S. Army garrison for 2 years.
Governor Melissa, congratulations on taking command, the best garrison in the United States Army. You're certainly the right fit to lead this garrison. I know you'll lead them to the next level. You're in good hands. You have a great team. Thank you and good luck.
Ready and committed, stepping into his position as Whitney B. Gardner.
So having directly served under General Francis for the past year and knowing how critical the mission here at Fort Rucker is, how critical it is to meeting our Army's readiness goals during the next 2 years, I'm thrilled to start this next chapter. In 2 years, I look forward to standing up here and telling you about how we as a small garrison were instrumental in setting the conditions for the future nature of training, for the future aircraft, and for the future type of soldiers and families that are going to exist and live and work and pray and have a great time here at Fort Rucker.
In Fort Rucker, Donna Williams, WDHN.
And the News at 5 returns in just a moment. Let's get you another check outside, though, on the Dirt Digital Network at Enterprise right now. Boy, that first football game should be a big one. A team coming all the way from South Florida to right here at home in Enterprise. Scott, what's going on with the forecast?
Well, out at Enterprise there you can see that mix of sun and clouds, but we do have some showers just to the southwest and more to the south, and this is all lifting northward, so we will have some periods of some rain on and off into the evening. Lower rain chances for the weekend. The full details are next.
This weather segment is sponsored by Physicians Hearing Center.
This afternoon, the 18 Action Cam and Matt Bray were at the AMC movie theater on the north side of town, so I guess this is why he wasn't around for most of the afternoon, watching some movies. There you can see a little bit of cloud cover and the building a little bit wet. We did have a pretty decent line of storms roll through the area associated with Tropical Storm Barry, and we have more of this moisture lifting to the area. Pretty decent cell basically on the eastern part of Holmes County, extreme western Jackson County, northern Washington County. This is going to be drifting drifting northward, so we could get into some of that action as it drifts a little bit more towards Dothan, but certainly Geneva County and through Enterprise and into Dale County, we'll see some of that moisture lifting into the area. So overall, we keep the chance for thunderstorms with us early on, and then going into the overnight, maybe a few showers floating through the area, but overall, the storm chances for this weekend will be a little bit lower as Tropical Storm Barry continues to move off to the west, and that will begin to lift northward, making landfall in the Lafayette, Louisiana area. You can clearly see the spin of that area of low pressure. Most of the cloud cover is on the south side of that center of circulation, so really not dealing with too much in the way of the strong storms just yet for Louisiana and the strong winds just yet, but as this makes its way onshore, they will be dealing with winds upwards of 70 miles per hour, 65 miles per hour sustained right now. Movement is to the west-northwest, so that will take it toward the coast tomorrow morning. Weakening once it does make landfall already overnight into Sunday, 50-mile-per-hour winds, and then by Sunday afternoon it will be a tropical depression and then an extra tropical low making its way into the heartland of the U.S. as an area of low pressure, and the associated moisture will eventually get picked up and go toward the mid-Atlantic states going into the next work week. As far as watches and warnings, still do have hurricane warnings in place because there still is a low-end chance that it could strengthen a little bit before it does make landfall, but they will be dealing with tropical storm force winds, and with that, with the winds onshore, storm surge upwards of 3 to 6 feet possible, and that's in addition to upwards of 2 feet of rain for some parts of Louisiana. Considerably less rain is expected for us here in the Wiregrass and through next week, maybe a ½ an inch of rain, so good news for us. Overall, the impacts here in the Wiregrass are going to be minimal. The main threat is going to be to the west, and there will be a lot of travel disruptions because of the high water that they will be dealing with from the heavy rain and also the onshore flow with the storm surge. Rain chances for us getting lower, mostly cloudy skies for Saturday. Then going into the next work week, we'll be looking at about a 20% chance of showers and storms, and with that, temperatures will be heating up into the middle to upper 90s. So July's weather is going to be back for us. Kind of worked out okay for us in our area, keeping things a little bit cooler, so a little bit of a reprieve from that heat in our neck of the woods with the extra rain and cloud cover.
I certainly hope things are okay in Louisiana. Maybe it will just replenish and move on. I don't think that's what's going to happen, though, but hopefully so.
From what I'm seeing, I don't think it's going to be as dire as what it was looking like. There's a lot working against it for becoming too strong. It's a lopsided storm. There's not going to be as much rain as some of the models last week were projecting, but still not a great situation because of the low-lying elevations there, but I think it's not going to be quite as horrific as what we were originally possibly dealing with.
All right, very good. Scott, do you ever shop at Bed Bath & Beyond?
About 10 years ago.
Yeah, that may be their problem. Headlines currently associated with Bed Bath & Beyond are saying things like running out of time and circling the drain. Reports are that the company is in serious trouble. Over the last 5 years, the chain's stock value has dropped 90%. Hope that's not in your portfolio, friends. CEO Mary Winston says the company is getting set to try some new things in order to keep shoppers coming to the brick-and-mortar locations like this one in Dothan at the Pavilion Shopping Center. Newly released video shows the harrowing moment a Coast Guardsman hopped onto a moving submarine loaded with illegal drugs in the Eastern Pacific. It's probably the coolest thing you'll see all week. The footage shot June 18th in international waters. Crew members from the U.S. Coast Guard cutter Monroe, seen jumping onto the suspected smuggling submersible, had just barely surfaced there. The bust was part of a larger months-long operation that netted more than 39,000 pounds of cocaine and 933 pounds of marijuana from 14 different vessels. In total, the drugs were worth an estimated $569 million. Wow. The September 11th Victim Compensation Fund cleared a hurdle today when the House passed extending the fund through 2090. The legislation had no trouble getting the needed votes in the Democratic-controlled House. Now it will head to the Senate. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell vowed to hold a vote on the fund, although exactly when that will happen is not clear. The current law was renewed in 2015 but expires next year if Congress does not pass an extension. Its administrator says there isn't enough money in the fund to pay current and future claims.
The process has started of relieving the burden in the 9/11 community, and for the tens of thousands that have been following us, you have watched grassroots activism at its best. You have watched the American people take the fight to Congress. We didn't wait for Congress to come to us. We went to Congress. And these men and women behind me, the champions, and listen, Congress and the Senate, they're doing their job. I'm never going to congratulate them. But those who stand behind me and beside me and in front of me, they're the ones who deserve all the credit.
The legislation has a long name. Never forget the heroes: James Zadroga, Ray Pfeiffer, and Luis Alvarez. Permanent authorization of the September 11th Victim Compensation Fund Act. Alvarez's name was added after he passed away last month due to a 9/11 related cancer. Staying in the House of Representatives, a close vote for the annual defense spending bill. The $733 billion package passed by just 23 votes. That's not as much money as requested by President Trump. A $750 million version already passed the Senate, billion I should say. Several amendments to the spending bill were also passed, including bipartisan support against using funds for a war with Iran without congressional approval. Another amendment banned using defense funds for military and political events. Lawmakers will now work together on merging the two. President Trump has already threatened to veto the House's version of that legislation. Coming up next on the news at 5, what's good in the neighborhood this week? Paige Weeks takes to the skies of Ozark in the company of an American hero. The full story right after this. Yo. Perfect. What do you think? Yeah. Yeah, very good. Several times a year, Friends of Army Aviation in Ozark give Wiregrass residents a chance to take to the skies by offering helicopter rides and really a chance to fly in aviation history. This past weekend, though, the group flew not just a historical aircraft, but a man who has been a part of history itself. And that's what's good in the neighborhood this week.
Meet James Watkins. He's 91 years young this year, but his age isn't the most remarkable thing about him. Instead, it's the fact that he's a veteran. A veteran of not just one war, not two wars, but three. He served in the Vietnam War, the Korean War, and also World War II. James joined the Army Air Corps when he was 17 years old. He was shipped to Germany shortly after to fight in the end of World War II. He later became an Army Ranger, serving 2 combat tours in the Korean War and 1 during the Vietnam War.
He was a crew chief on the Huey for years. He also, in Vietnam, was a crew chief while they were flying in Vietnam, as well as a gunner.
This past week, James celebrated his 91st birthday, but that's not the most amazing thing that happened. Instead, it was his surprise birthday gift his family was working on behind the scenes.
A friend of ours, Tommy Burns, who is the current crew chief on this helicopter, and he was telling us about the fly today, and so we thought it would be perfect since it was also his birthday.
Tommy tells me it didn't take much to get everyone on board.
She got talking about her daddy was a gunner in the Huey, a Vietnam veteran. I said, well, this would be the place for him to come. People's on walkers or wheelchairs, we'll pick them up, put them in the helicopter, and it makes their day. and that's what I do it for, is to make their day.
And make his day it did.
How'd we do? Good. Is that good? Good. Glad you came out, sir.
Did it bring back any old memories?
Yes, it did. Brought back a lot of memories.
It's your birthday present.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Daddy.
Thank
we
you.
love you.
Thank you. We love y'all.
And thank you for serving our country.
Thank you.
From all of us here at WDHN, happy birthday, Mr. James, and thank you for your service. You are what's good in the neighborhood.
And certainly, as Mr. Watkins, with a great story there tonight. Hope he had a wonderful birthday. Hope you've had a wonderful week. Thanks for making News 18 a part of your lives. God bless you. Have a great weekend.